Alright, good evening, guys. I am going to do a little bit different of a reading tonight. I am not going to be in the video, but I'm going to burn some sage here and clear the space. And I was inspired to do this reading because I've recently had a huge shift in my perspective on things. I have identified as being on a twin flame journey, and recently my charge and energy around who I deemed as my twin has really significantly subsided to the point where I'm not even sure. It's like a weird feeling where I woke up from this dream and this person sent me on a spiritual journey, but like I no longer feel this charge and this pull around this person, which you would think would be a huge relief, but it's actually been quite an identity shift for me, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me. So I figured I would sort of use my situation as a vehicle through which I can maybe help others that are in a similar situation. I'm not sure if it's something going on in the energy. Yesterday was a Scorpio moon. I am a Scorpio moon, but I might just leave this here because it doesn't want to go out, and hopefully it just goes out at some point. So I already actually started doing this reading, and then it just wasn't working out with the way my camera was, so I am going to do it again. But I was already getting some messages, and yeah, so I'm going to use this to put my cards up against, and see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Mystic Monday's Oracle deck and see what. So anyways, yeah, in terms of my, well, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing this reading and see what comes up, but I was already getting some messages in my prior reading, which was pretty good. Okay, so that actually this did come up, the moon, and I just brought up the moon. So I think that along my journey, and those of you, this is sort of like the divine feminine, like really being contemplative, looking into herself. I feel like a lot of my journey has been about really digging deep into my unconscious belief system, and my twin brought out a lot of things that I never really, I always knew they were there, but I never really like delved deep into my moon aspect until he showed up. So I think a lot of it has been uncovering the secrets that are within me. This Four of Cups, this is sort of how I've been feeling, and I don't know if this is an overall divine feminine energy, but with this Four of Cups, I feel like I'm gonna move this over a little bit. It's a disinterest, a sort of like wanting to stay in your dream world and not really noticing the cup that's coming up. But for me, it's sort of been lately, I don't feel that stimulation or that charge around, you know, the divine masculine, and this is a Three of Cups. I think also for me personally, a lot of things came up around being not chosen by the person and them choosing their karmic over me. And for so long, I was so hung up on that being a reflection of my worth. And I'm finally at this point where I just don't want to be in a third party situation. The Magician is here, so I feel like that's a lot about manifestation and wanting to manifest the things that you want rather than the things that you don't want. I feel like when we continuously talk about things that are upsetting us, we're creating more of that energy in our life. So it's really important, especially if we think we're on a twin flame journey, to be careful of where our thoughts are gravitating towards, because we're constantly manifesting with wherever we're putting our energy to. So King of Cups is here. This is really about mastery of emotions. I think for me, along my journey, that's been a huge thing about, you know, becoming a master of my emotions and not letting my emotions control me, and learning how to talk my way through emotions. This is the card that came up first when I was doing the reading before. So the High Priestess is here, and I feel like that's the ultimate goal of anyone that's sort of on a twin flame journey, is to get to this point where she's really, really trusting her intuition. She's trusting herself. She's not leaning on anyone else to give her the answers. She's accumulated all the answers through her experiences, and she is not even loud and obnoxious about it. She's just within her own energy of like, I know my shit. I don't need to go or rely on anyone. And I'm very well aware of the dynamics of everything around me, but I don't necessarily have to announce it. I think that some of us are ready to start on a new adventure. We're kind of just ready for fun. It's been a very intense, long journey, and I don't know if that's the season that we're in, but that's the way I've been feeling lately. I'm going to pull the Mystic Moon Oracle deck now. When I was just doing the reading before and it got cut off, oh, this is interesting. The Twin Flame is at the bottom of my deck, and so is the lessons. I usually would shuffle it first, but this is weird that these are the only two flips. So I feel like that's the whole point of the Twin Flame journey, is to gain these lessons. And you know, I guess my thing is I've been letting go lately of the attachment of a reunion or a union with them. I've really just been feeling like this is about me and what I was supposed to learn. I went through a dark night of the soul, and some of you might be going through that. And actually, this wasn't long ago. I literally just had this sort of in the beginning of May. And it's very strange because this is a really, really dark place to be. Like, I didn't think I could come out of it. I actually was like at the end of my rope, to be honest. And on the other side of darkness is light, always. And I don't know. I think that might be, like, if you guys are feeling like you're in the dark night of soul, but I also feel like your twin might be feeling that, too. And, let's see what else we got here. It's very interesting that the Twin Flame card was flipped over at the bottom. Commitment. So also when I was doing the reading before, I got 10 of Pentacles and I got settling, and now commitment is here. I think ultimately we have to focus on what it is that we want. Do we want, you know, to be on this twin flame journey forever? Do we want, you know, to be constantly in a soul-seeking journey? Or do we want commitment? Do we want to find a partner? Are we looking for tangible, earthly things? Are we looking for, you know, pride and ego? This has been coming up a lot too. So I think a lot of it is about how much are you focusing on someone and a certain outcome because your ego needs it to happen, and how much is it because you really desire it and you want it? I'm going to pull some cards from the Moonology deck and see what we got here. Sometimes we're just so stuck on something because our ego was hurt, you know? And I got full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. That's just what I was talking about. Expect powerful change in the new moon eclipse. So that's actually kind of what I was just talking about, guys. You know, we're on a spiritual journey, yes, and we're constantly trying to evolve spiritually, but there comes a point where we also want fulfillment in the tangible world. And yes, some of us can literally, if we're Buddhist or, you know, we're on this extreme spiritual journey, stay in that spiritual realm forever. But I feel like there comes a time where we're looking for something and we can only be in our heads and our hearts and our spiritual element for so long. We don't need, but we desire things that we can feel with our senses, you know? That's how we're built as humans. So it's okay to want something practical. So let's just see the current energies of twin flame dynamics right now. The star kind of wanted to come out, but yep. And it did. I just kept shuffling and the star still came out. There's a lot of healing going on right now in the twin flame journey, and I also feel like there's, I mean, some of you literally, your twin can be an Aquarius, if that's, you know, but there's healing because there was a very heavy period. I don't know, maybe for me lately, I just feel like I'm healing and I'm detaching from the need of my twin to be anything because I'm just focused on my own healing. And on my own life, you know? Knight of Cups, some of you might be having, there might be someone that's romantically really ready to come forward, and some of you might be just literally dealing with a water sign. So, I'm just going to pull from the regular Rider-Waite and see what kind of answers we have here. The Hierophant. Yeah, this is another, like, stability, but also, like, spirituality, but also practicality, because the Hierophant is, like, Taurus. So it's kind of like wanting structure, being led spiritually, but also really wanting a strong foundation, maybe wanting marriage, wanting, you know, the family, wanting that tangible outcome in your life. The Page of Cups has been wanting, and yeah, I got it the second time, so I'm going to take it. Page of Cups and Knight of Cups. So some of you really might be having, there's also that full moon in Pisces. So there's definitely a Pisces energy here. A love offering, someone that's feeling romantic. I don't know if your divine counterpart, excuse me, my allergies have been insane. So let's see, I'm going to pull from Goddess Guidance Oracle deck and see what else we got here. I do have this flipped over, so I'm going to take it. There's a Nine of Swords. So I feel like a lot of you have just kind of felt like what you want isn't going to happen. You're anxious. You're not sleeping at night. This connection is really tearing you apart, you know? So I feel that for some of you guys. I'm pulling from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. Nothing wants to come out. We got Medicine Woman. Be bold, unleash your adventure side, take risks, and be daring. That's kind of like the Fool. I really do have this energy, and this is what I've been feeling lately. Like, starting a new beginning, you know? Just like being that fresh baby that's like not weighed down by all the things that have happened in the past, all of the heartbreak, all of the disappointment, just kind of like approaching life with that like excited, brand new beginning feeling. And Mother Earth is here. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. Interesting. But there's a lot of like earth energy here too with that Hierophant, and I don't know, like I feel like that all these practicality cards, I really feel like we're trying to manifest more in the 3D than in the 5D, which is totally understandable. And this is home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So, but this is that stability we're all seeking. I feel like we really want some place to call our home. We want to feel like home. We want to find someone that makes us feel like home. And maybe that's our twin, but maybe it's not, you know? Maybe that's not going to be what happens, you know? Some of us aren't going to be with our twin, unfortunately. And maybe this person was just meant to set us on a spiritual journey and finding ourselves and learning how to love ourselves despite what they did, despite their actions. And we still have to be grateful for them because they've helped us transform and get closer to what we really want. It all comes down to timing. I've never pulled this card in this deck. This is the Journey Twin Flame Volume 2 Journey messages. Not Journey, I'm sorry, just Twin Flame. So it all comes down to timing, you know, and maybe some of us, we just didn't have the right timing with this person, and that's caused us a lot of grief. My family and upbringing are a bigger factor than I realized, you guys. Now, me personally, there's a lot of family, a lot of home. Hierophant is the marriage. There's a lot of marriage, home, family. This could mean one or two things, and I did not anticipate this reading going in this direction, to be honest with you, because I personally have been feeling very disconnected from my twin, not really caring, not really wanting, not really expecting a return. But this is actually really weird because this might actually mean that they may end up doing an about face and contacting you or coming around if you are actually more aligned with their family values or some sort of religious factor, ethnicity, I don't know. but family might also mean the people they're surrounded by, you know, they're very influenced by the opinions of the people around them, so that might be a deterrent from you guys connecting. But there is this desire for home and family, I see. I'm going to pull couple more cards from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck and see. What is this? Surrender. You know what? This is beautiful. I'm going to leave it at this, because this to me is like telling you, like, no matter what we want, no matter how we think things should be, no matter what our idea of what the happy ending was, let go. There's like that quote, let go of like the life you thought you wanted and let your consciousness make its way to, I'm going to butcher it, but it's basically about letting go of what you thought and how you thought things should be, your ego attaching to the result that you thought was right, and allowing things to be how they were supposed to be, allowing life to play out the way it was supposed to, allowing the dynamics to teach you what it was supposed to teach you, allowing the people that want to stay, allow the people that want to leave, let them leave. Like, none of this was up to you. This was all divine timing. This was all the universe. This was all soul contracts. So really just surrendering to your path and whatever that path was, okay? So thank you guys for tuning in. This is a kind of a random reading. I just wanted to do things a little differently, and I appreciate you all. So see you guys soon. Bye.